Democrats continue to object to anti-abortion language in the bill. Also today, Minnesota Democrat Amy Klobuchar read several passages from the book Half the Sky, which recounts stories of sex trafficking and other oppression against women worldwide. She plans to continue to read from the book until the measure is passed. More live Senate coverage when members return here on C-SPAN 2. Join us tomorrow when Defense Secretary Ashton Carter and the chairman of the Joint Chiefs, General Martin Dempsey, testify on the president's proposed authorization for the use of military force against the Islamic State and the fiscal 2016 defense budget. They'll appear before the House Foreign Affairs Committee. Watch live coverage tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern on our companion network, C-SPAN 3.
This weekend, the C-SPAN Cities Tour has partnered with Mediacom to learn about the history and literary life of Columbus, Georgia.
Right here inside the museum is remains of a Confederate ironclad, the CSS Jackson. And this is an ironclad that was built here in Columbus during the war. Those oval shapes that you see are actually the gun ports of the Jackson. And the Jackson is armed with 6 Brooke rifles. The particular Brooke rifle that we're firing today is one of the guns built specifically for the Jackson. It was cast at the Selma Naval Works in Selma, Alabama, and completed in January of 1865. The real claim to fame is directly connected to the fact that there are only 4 ironclads from the Civil War that we can study right now. And the Jackson is right here, and this is why this facility is here. It's first and foremost to tell the story of this particular ironclad and to show people that there are more than just 1 or 2 ironclads. There were many.
Watch all of our events from Columbus Saturday at noon Eastern on C-SPAN 2's Book TV and Sunday afternoon at 2 on American History TV on C-SPAN 3. C-SPAN 2 providing live coverage of the U.S. Senate floor proceedings and key public policy events. And every weekend, Book TV, now for 15 years, the only television network devoted to nonfiction books and authors. C-SPAN 2, created by the cable TV industry and brought to you as a public service by your local cable or satellite provider. Watch us in HD, like us on Facebook, and follow us on Twitter.
British Prime Minister David Cameron answered questions Wednesday from members in his weekly question time in the House of Commons. Labour leader Ed Miliband and Cameron clashed over the structure and changes made to the UK's National Health Service. Questions on the state of the economy dominated the session. This is about half an hour.
Order. Questions to the Prime Minister. Ian Murray. Number 1, please, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, this morning I had meetings with ministerial colleagues and others, and in addition to my duties in this House, I shall have further such meetings later today.
Ian Murray. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Prime Minister, when the Chancellor said in his first budget, when we mean we're all in this together, we mean it. When the Prime Minister and the Chancellor came up with such a vacuous soundbite, did they do so before they decided to give a £42,000 a year tax cut to millionaires? Or before they attempted and failed? Or before they attempted and failed to eliminate the deficit on the back of the poorest?
Well, the fact is, the honourable gentleman cannot hide from the statistics that show that inequality is down, poverty is down, 3 million of the poorest people have been taken out of income tax altogether, and most importantly, we've created jobs for tens of thousands of our fellow countrymen and women. And today we see the unemployment statistics with a record number of people in work, and in his constituency, which I thought he would want to welcome, the claimant count has fallen since the election in his constituency by 49%. That's what's happened. That's how we're beating poverty.
Mr. Chris Kelly.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. When this government took office, metal theft was rife, especially in the Black Country. This government listened to the all-party parliamentary group on combating metal theft, banned cash payments and banned the Scrap Metal Dealers Act. Once he's been returned for another term as Prime Minister, what more will my right honourable friend do to ensure that instances of this abhorrent crime reduce further still, so that no more church roofs get horrendously damaged